Alright, hey guys, what is going on? Today we are bringing you another video, and today's video will be a guerrilla game. So today I believe we are back on the Taiwanese server with a game from a streamer called TerryTFT. Now, I came across him in my TFT Taiwanese adventures, and I saw that he actually is a challenger player in Taiwan, so he's actually pretty strong, and I believe he's also a pro player. So I thought it'd be a pretty nice video to break down, and here we go. So as we can see here, we already have a Mundo and 2 Alistar on the board. So we are looking at a bruiser line already. Now, looking at the augments, okay, so we get Slayer online. If I can pause it, it looks like we have good for nothing, a chance to get some gold on dead champions, I believe. Dead allies. We have Spoils of War 1, where we get 25%, I believe, from killing champions to get gold, and we have AFK. So, looking at this, and looking at the items that we have, we actually have an AD line. So knowing that he actually goes into the Gorilla board, I'm quite interested to see actually what he takes, considering it is a board that does require rolling early at stage 2. I don't think it is AFK, because you're going to be wanting all those shops from your level 3. I don't think we'll be necessarily winning, so I don't think it's actually Spoils of War. I would like to probably reroll these two and potentially look at Sticks and Stones, I think is what the augment is called. So let's see what he ends up doing. So he actually has Slayer online. Rerolls the first one, gets Pandora's Bench, so that'd be very good for rerolling. Rerolls the other augment, and yeah, he takes Pandora's Bench, I believe. Yeah, not Kingslayer, goes with Pandora's Bench, so that we can reroll a little bit easier, which makes a lot more sense. So it looks like we're looking to lose streak. It also looks like we come across a Cypher player. Doesn't have the Cypher online at the moment, however, it's pretty nice to get the loss against them. Not picking up the Darius. We get a Mundo in the shop. We also get some rerolls in this. I wonder where these rerolls have come from, or potentially from up here, I'm not too sure. But I am intrigued to see where he got these rerolls from. Yeah, picks up the Mundo. Opts to make the Alistar 2 because he scouted the lobby to make sure he actually still loses. However, I think he actually wins this round, so maybe he's actually looking to try to win out from here. Actually, it looks like, yeah, he still loses from here, so actually just good overall understanding of the game to know that he can make the Alistars 2 and still keep his loss streak. So yeah, we get to level 4 and we get in our Zyra to get Techie online, who would be our other 3-starred unit in the backline alongside our Seraphine, and continue losing so that we can make our maximum econ to get our Mundo, Alistar and Seraphine and our Zyra 3-starred. And we also have Prior on Carousel. Probably looking for that belt, because I believe the belt is a big thing to get on Mundo so that we can get him stacking from his HP. So there is the belt, he gets the belt online, and he will be getting that onto his Mundo, I believe. So let's skip ahead. So we have an Alistar in his shop that he's probably going to pick up and sell the Rengar for the Econ. I wonder why he's hesitating so much to actually pick that up. I thought that would just be a straightforward thing. So he rolls once to get the Seraphine online, rolls another time to get the 2-star Mundo and 2-star Shaco, however opts to actually make Econ instead of rerolling the Shaco. So here we go, we are watching. So he actually slams the belt onto the Mundo, so I think he actually wants to win from here. In which case, I don't see the point in actually making the belt. So yeah, ending up winning. So I think he's starting his win streak from this spot because he does have his 2-star board. Apart from that one, Zyra. Oh my, that is my fault. This isn't Pandora's Bench. This is Patience is a Virtue. So that he's actually holding his. He's not buying units so that he can get extra rerolls from his shop. That makes way more sense, guys. I don't speak Chinese, and this is clearly why. Yeah, this goes to show. But nonetheless, you still get the extra chance of hitting your 1 cost. So the explanation for getting Pandoras and getting Patience is a Virtue, sort of still the same understanding. It's something to just help hit your 1 cost units. So here we go through this creep round here. End up getting some econ from these orbs. 1 costs. Oh, and we also get a Mundo. So that is very helpful. Looking at our bench, not looking at, well, our item bench, not looking too helpful in terms of items. We've got a lot of AD. We pick up the Zyra and we spend our gold to try hit our extra 1 cost here because we are above that 50 gold threshold. Get the 2-star Mundo, get the 2-star Alistar and the Seraphine, opting to really just send it down here because he wants to probably build up his rerolls again and spike, so he's not actually continuing to lose. Yep, makes the declaw onto the Mundo for a tank item and makes a red buff on Seraphine because there's really no point. I don't think there's any other better item to make because we are not making an AD comp in this spot. But still losing out this round here. So interestingly enough, I guess what he might be looking to do is to sack the next 2 rounds to build up a few more rerolls. But it's not. Okay, let's get into this. So yeah, it wasn't the Dumbify because, or the Golemify because we already had the board we wanted. I believe that is forward thinking. We definitely do not want forward thinking because we want to be realistically hitting our board around now, because I think hitting later on in the game, it'll be way too late by that point. I don't think it's actually clockwork, or I mean, it could be healing orbs because you can get some value out of that, but at this point I think we're looking for items. So I would be looking for an item augment or an econ augment to help us out, and this isn't the econ augment we want. We want an econ augment to help us right now because we're trying to get our 3-starred units. Bronze for life, I don't think it's bronze for life because I think it's just, for this comp, I think it's vertical techie after you hit your board. So yeah, not bronze for life, not, could be bulky bodies actually. Bulky bodies is good for strengthening the board. But again, I think we would be looking for either gold or items because that's what we're lacking in. Vampiric, nope. I don't think it's Epoch. We want to stay low. So I think I'd actually take bulky bodies. Yep, takes bulky bodies. Gets a little bit of gold because it was the black market, and we are 2 off of Seraphine, 1 off Alistar, and 2 off Mundo, and 3 off Zyra. So again, not looking strong at the moment. However, we will be looking to push levels after we hit these 3-starred units, which I believe we will be able to. So I think it will be just losing out this stage, building up our rerolls, and then I think spiking at 4-1. That is what my prediction is of the game. Hoping to also natural some of these units, because I don't think we have lost that much HP. By the time we get to stage 4, I think we would be around 40 to 30 HP. So we still have 3 or 4 lives left. Opting to just secure the definite gold, which is the 10 gold, picks up the Zyra and the Mundo, so we are only 1 Zyra and Mundo off. Opts to not actually save anymore because we already picked up that extra 1. Trying to figure out what to do because we will get that Zyra here. Probably selling the Seraphine, I think. Yep, sells the Seraphine, rolls, gets the Alistar. Nice, and he continues the roll down because obviously he's already bought a unit, there's no point in saving up anymore. And he hits the Mundo and the Seraphine, and we are looking very good to go. So we get in the Mordekaiser as well. He is also a techie and bruiser, so he is also part of the comp, looking very strong. Looking to get in another techie, potentially maybe even this. I wouldn't be surprised if we hold this Shyvana from our shop, just to have another techie to go in at 6 up our econ again. But yeah, hold as a Shyvana just because we can. Looking to get that techie in to get 4 techie, gets the 2nd belt so we can make that Warmogs and put it on the Mundo. Let's skip ahead. So yeah, choosing to level 6 so we can preserve that HP and get that 4, get those 4 online, and we can get some bulky bodies at value. Coming across a Cypher player who has hit Kobuko already somehow. That seems like the story of my life in TFT games. Someone who randomly just hits these units at level 7. So now that we've hit this board, it looks like we are trying to get to our level 8 so that we can stabilize with some forecasts like the brand. I think, yeah, from this spot we are just absolutely not buying any units unless they are definitely necessary, so we can build up some units for, so that we can build up some rerolls for level 8, so we can try and hit a little easier. Also, we can't get a second Cypher player, so this is looking very nice to get our to preserve some HP. Because with 2 Cypher players in the game, that means that we are looking a little bit stronger compared to the rest of the lobby until we get to stage 4, obviously when they cash out. Oh, and we actually managed to high roll a brand in our shop, which is very nice. So yeah, opting to get our units onto the Street Demon, what are they called? Tag sprays? I'm not too sure. To get that scaling AD, AP, and HP. So looking at our items, we have some tank items, we have some damage items, and we also still have that random glove. I think it would be probably making the Shojin out of this. Shojin, and then we do have a jeweled gauntlet to get onto our brand, and that leaves us with some tank items to slam on the Mundo, because we do have the bramble vest from the chest plate, and then we will be left over with just a random bow, but that's fine for the time being. I'm pretty sure that is the itemization we are going with. So what are we doing here? Are we not slamming now, or are we waiting to go to our augment selection? Let's see what he does. No, he opts to slam the bramble vest, but he doesn't want to actually make the Shojin or the jeweled gauntlet. So he actually gets it onto the Seraphine instead of the brand, because he is only a one star at the moment. So getting way more value by putting it on the 3-star Seraphine instead, who already has the red buff, so we can get a 3-itemed backline carry. Also not opting to actually pick up the techie unit, probably to get more rerolls. So let's look at what augments he's got here. We've got red 1 buff, 2 buff, Blazing Soul, and we also have randoms. I don't think it's randoms. Could be red buff, 1 buff, 2 buff, and I don't think it's actually Blazing Soul. We don't really scale off attack speed this comp, so I think we reroll the first and the second comp and potentially take middle one if possible. So not Greater Moonlight. It could be Greater Moonlight because we actually do have a lot of strong 1 costs. However, it would be RNG depending on which one we get. There would be a 50% chance we get it on our Mundo or our Seraphine. I don't know if we actually put it on our Seraphine. I don't think it's either this one either. I think Piercing Lotus is a pretty solid one to take, but I would reroll the last one just in case we get anything better. Lucky Gloves, not bad, but I think I would take the Piercing Lotus just because it is more, it's less RNG, it's more consistent in terms of buffs across the team, and he does go with the Piercing Lotus, and he chooses to level up to get in for Bruiser. Now I think it is still waiting till we get to level 8, and it looks like we will get to level 8 around stage 5 while we build up some econ. So let us see how we perform throughout this stage. Unluckily, getting a really unlucky Jhin bounce onto our Seraphine, losing out that round. Moving on to the next combat fight. Here we have a Dynamo comp, I think, but not a very strong one. It looks pretty close, but I think we do win it out. Yes, we do. This comp hasn't hit their 3-star Elise and 3-star Brom, and we're back onto Carousel round, probably looking for maybe a Nash's Tooth to go alongside this bow. I don't think there's anything else. Oh no, potentially the tier, I think, right, to get some shred. Oh no, okay, we go for the rod. I wonder what we're putting the rod on. Just a reforge, or is it just because we got the it's not for the rust, right? Surely not. Why do we have this rod? I would have thought potentially getting the tier for the Ionic Spark. Not Ionic Spark. Okay, interesting. Opts for the Rage Blade. I think the shred from the tier, I don't know what the new item is called. I can't remember. Void Staff, was it? I think the Void Staff would have been the play to go for, so I'm not sure why he went for the Scaling attack speed from the Zyro. I guess he just wants more damage. That's quite interesting. So on to the next round here. We've got so many Bastion emblems on here. So yeah, probably got that from Corticaels and his emblem. This is actually a very close fight, but we do end up winning against it and getting into that top position here. Looking at this treasure army, I don't think it's Endless Horde. I think that's what that thing is. Not Endless Horde, the 5 item one. I don't think it's that where we get champion items after a certain amount of deaths. Oh, we do take it, okay. I actually don't really know what that organ is, again, because I don't think I actually take that myself. But here we go, what does he opt to do here? So yeah, gets a Guardbreaker actually, so he was looking for another backline item, thinking that this Mundo is probably just tanky enough, so we don't need any more frontline. I do think this is the augment where when enough champions on your board die, you actually get the other champions get items, I think. So opting to get this Renekton in, interestingly enough. What are we doing with these items then? Okay, getting the Jeweled Gauntlet on him. Okay, just changing up the items a little bit. Because with the Zyra does hit one champion, so she does use crit well, and the Seraphine does spread the red buff very nicely. However, losing this round, don't think it was from the item diff. I think we will be rolling because we would be looking to hit maybe the 2-star brand, but I think we also want to get to level 9 for that. Yeah, for that Viego, so we can get our 6 techie in. So how much gold we are away from? So we can actually sack another 2 rounds, and we will still have 1 life left, which is a bit scary. But I think that is the play instead of choosing to roll from this spot. Come across this greater moonlighted Nidalee, which looks a little bit scary. Very close actually, looking like we actually win out this round by the skin of our teeth, and we knock them out, making this a top 5 game. So we will have a Mordekaiser in our shop. Do we pick this up? I don't think we have a 2-star Mord yet. Yep. So there we go. Let's speed on ahead. Let's look at what the fight has to offer us next. So coming across this is Zarya, and I think this was the Bastion guy. I think I has a copious amount of Bastion emblems. End up losing to that guy. Just a weird Anima Squad Bastion game, I guess, from that guy. Looking for a final item, I think, to put onto our Seraphine, but there is no actual final item. So probably just a Crown Guard and trying to reforge it, I guess. So it looks like what our brother does here is he gets the brand and he sends it all the way to 9, rolls it down, gets the Mordekaiser, gets the Mr. Kabuki online. Really wondering what is left to play. How do we get strong in the spot? So you obviously get the Divinical online with 2 Kabukos. So it looks like he's just trying to get as much frontline as he can for his backline to scale. Unluckily, we get hit with the entire cast of the Sejuani, but our backline is sort of alive, but we still lose out that round, going down to a top 5 still. Looking a little bit scary here. Hopefully we can 2-star the brand from the spot, but we do get another techie in. We get 6 techie online, which is very nice. Get the 2-star brand, which is very much needed. Swapping over brand items, I'm pretty sure, hoping for that Viego to come home. Doesn't get the Viego, so not the strongest potential for this comp. However, I believe we are slamming that onto the brand, which can make the difference. We are going against the Ghost, however, we are on the side of the Sejuani, and I think our brand gets hit with this ult. We do have the Zyra on the left hand side still going, so hopefully that saves us from this loss. And it does, so we survive to fight another day, and that is our top 4. Very, very sketchy top 4, but a top 4 nonetheless. Oh, it's a top 3 actually. That's very nice. And we get a 2-star Kobuko, which I'm sure we pick up. There's no way we don't pick up this Kobuko. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he bought it, he put it online, and we get through this round. Rolling for that Viego to get strong. I mean, actually, we take out the Fiddlesticks so that we can get in the Cyber Boss, and we also take out the Shyvana to get the Viego that we hit. We are probably looking for a final item for brand, which is the Giant Slayer, I'm pretty sure. I mean, probably item removing that Jeweled Gauntlet, Oh, but we don't do it in time. So I'm pretty sure after this round we remove the Jeweled Gauntlet and the Giant Slayer, and probably the red buff actually. I think we opt to put the Guard Breaker and the Jeweled Gauntlet onto the brand so we can get maximum crit value out of the brand. I think that'll be a better option for dispersing damage, and then having actually Seraphine hold the items, I think, for the burn. Opting to swap the items over. Interesting, he actually puts the he opts to keep the red buff on the brand to disperse the red buff for the anti-heal. Opting to keep the Jeweled Gauntlet, the Guard Breaker, I say Guard Breaker, it's a Stride Breaker or something now, I'm pretty sure, onto the Zyra. I guess he is choosing to optimize the spread of the red buff on the other champions, and then just stacking crit damage. He values that over the crit. So come across this Ghost, looking like we do win out against these guys. On to probably the last carousel round of the game. Looking for another item for the Kabuko, or just the Thieves Gloves, which is probably going to be going on the Alistar, just because I don't think there's anyone else to put it on. Actually, maybe the Seraphine, but I think with those items, it's actually not great items. So yeah, you can put it on whoever, honestly. Looking to two-star this Viego, and we do, so I think it's actually on Viego instead. Yep, we go onto the Viego. Interesting positioning to make sure that we actually don't have the Mordekaiser on the Street Demon emblem, the Street Demon sprays, so that we actually have a consistent front line, I guess, so that we don't have anyone creep around the side maybe to run into the brand. But come across the non-ghosted version of this comp, we are stronger than last time because we do have the Viego, and we still end up winning against this comp. Sending them to 11 HP, hopefully we can make this a top 2. Scouting positioning for this Anima Squad board with the bunch of emblems. So we want the Mundo to be tanking majority of the damage because he is such a big tank. Trying to position him correctly, and he does actually get that on there, so that the Azaya will be taking the damage from the Mundo. We have Kopko on the other side tanking as well, and we do end up beating this board as well. Back to the next creep round, getting some more gold, and the so I'm pretty sure this is just a Kopko item from this spot. Maybe the adaptive helm, or maybe, he's looking at his brand, maybe he wants the adaptive helm or the blue buff on his brand, but I don't think it is. I think it's the adaptive helm, or maybe even another crown guard for the Kabuko in the center of the board. So let's see what he goes with. He ends up just getting a Steris Gauge and just puts that on the Mundo. Interesting play, actually. So he just wants another shield. He wants another shield on the Mundos. I'm actually very intrigued on that play. I wouldn't have thought of that. I wonder why he actually opted to put the Sterex on. The only reason he would be putting the Sterex on his Mundo would be for the shield, but we ended up losing this round and going second. So I guess that is actually very interesting. I felt like the diff would have been from the lack of AP resistance. What could we have done differently here? The Mundo fell. What was different from this side? The only difference from this side, the difference is that we didn't have the Zarya on this side, getting the damage from the Bramble Vest, I guess, from the Mundo. And we had them bursting through our right side, so the Zac managed to get to our backline as well. Zarya was still up, and we got stunned by the Zac, and the what's her face? The Aurora ended up finishing us off. Oh well. Well, another great game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.